I'm melting like a piece of poutine cheese.
I don't know about you Quebecers. Obviously, you can't handle the heat.
I'm not from Quebec, I'm a BC boy.
That's right.
Used to be from Quebec. Now I'm a weak island boy.
Yes. It's not even that hot, Matt.
Michael, it is scorching.
It's not that hot. You're just weak.
You having fun, Mike? I'm having fun. It's
I'm
great.
having a great time. But tell you guys, it's really hard to get good help. They melt. You know, they just melt in the heat.
Mike, what are you doing?
Sending Blair pictures.
Of what?
It's a 1960 Chef 4-door station wagon.
Just like Blair's.
Blair's is a 2-door panel. Very hard to find, but so are the wagons. They all got squished back in the day.
This is awesome, man. Love it. It's my favorite one so far. You're my least favorite. Look at that, Blair. Mike, check out the rear end on it. Blair, this is what they can look like if they're painted.
That's right, Blair. Do the work. No buybacks.
Where?
See the slope?
Yes.
The other ones are like this.
Mike's trying to explain to me the difference.
See the ribs?
Yes.
Only on the Nomad. This is the B pillar. See? See it slopes?
Yes.
So even the doors are different. The glass is different. Everything's different. The wheel well opening is different.
Have you ever owned one?
No.
They're nice.
Remember Lyle saying somebody offered him $5,000 for these pieces?
Yes.
Yes. Nomad only and they don't repo.
So we should grab some off here?
I don't want to get shot, man.
What do you think of that?
Oh, it's cool. We got a good one at launch and
Oh yeah.
those Hemi cars were nuts.
Easy.
One after the other after the other.
Yeah.
They were all like a 846.
that
Almost three
crazy?
of them were in the 840s. It's pretty quick.
Yeah, so think about a 1968 Hemi that they were rated at 500 horse. That's making over twice as much.
That's right.
Today.
Yes.
Right? That's crazy. That's crazy. So class is when any car in the same designation as me. So mine's a B stock automatic, which means 8.5 pounds for every horsepower it's rated at.
Okay.
If you do the math, you multiply 8.5 times. Mine's 403. Then you add 170 pounds for the driver, and my minimum weight is 35.95.
Okay.
So in order to equalize every car, like that Camaro was a 396, 375 horse, they're rated at 405 by NHRA.
Okay.
So he's got to weigh about another 20 pounds than me, right?
Okay.
And that's supposed to be the equalizer. But so class is one at Indy only is the only national event anymore that they hold class at.
Okay.
So this is the big boy of them all. This is where everybody comes to see who's the baddest guy in the land, right? And then the eliminator is when all 128 qualified cars, depending on their qualifying position, it sets a ladder up. So we'll get the ladder later today, and we can actually take a picture of the ladder.
Yeah.
And it'll partner up and it could end up with another heads-up race, right?
Okay.
First round.
So you're still racing both cars?
Yeah, exactly. So
Okay. So you're not out.
No, I still got the super stocker to run. It's the class final we're running for.
Yep. Okay.
So that's next. So that's why we got it chilling, getting ready.
Yeah.
So
But you're still alive.
I'm still alive, and after today, I'm still alive because the actual eliminator race doesn't start until Saturday morning.
Okay.
So this is just one day of where we run to see who's got the baddest car in each class.
Okay. But then you can still
Oh yeah.
in between rounds.
Yeah, well, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Like you said, you've got 340. I mean, isn't that
340
that
miles.
seems like an inordinate amount of passes?
Yeah,
I mean,
this engine
this
hasn't
level.
truly been gone through. Yeah, exactly. Most stalkers will maximum 200 runs, but I know the engine builder.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Close friend.
Yeah, exactly. So he said it's okay.
Okay.
Keep going.
And he's super handsome, I hear.
You guys are
Kind of
unbelievable.
very intelligent.
Yes.
Not that smart.
And a nice guy.
Yeah, there you go.
And
There you go.
Canadian.
And tall.
Yeah. Oh, man, towering giant, eh? I made Mike feel bad. Yeah.
Holy look at it just oozing.
Oh, it's just you're
Just
leaking.
oozing.
You're leaking from when you get up in the morning till you go to bed at night. Yeah. So, no, pretty. That's what makes Indy so cool is that you have that one whole day of class. So now tomorrow, whoever won class gets to take their engine apart and prove they're legal.
Okay.
So if they're found illegal, if it's a bad enough infraction, it can be a lifetime ban.
Really? Oh, right.
Yeah. Some can be, a year-long ban, or it can be the race ban. Depending on what it is.
Yeah, if it's
Obviously.
minor.
It's very, if a guy has a cylinder head that say it's supposed to be, 86 cc combustion chamber and it's 85.9, he'll get DQ'd, but it's only for a day, or for this race, right?
Okay.
But if
It could have been his direct or whatever.
yeah, exactly. It could be, lots of different things. Half a cc is a half a cc.
Yeah.
But they'll still DQ.
Yeah.
Like, it's got to be right. There's no ifs, ands, buts, or anything. But conversely, if the guy's just, if he had a knife edge crank and he had lightweight billet rods and he had fudged up pistons,
Yeah.
that guy's probably going to be racing somewhere else.
Because
For the rest of
you
his
never
life.
know when they're gonna.
Well, and what the other side of it that is too is you think of the shame that you have with all of your fellow racers.
Well, when they were talking about naming all the guys that failed tech or whatever.
Back in the day, yeah.
Back in the day, right?
They would post the infraction.
Yeah. Right, and now you
So-
can't because due to what they call it.
Legal requirements,
Yeah.
right? Because you can't say anything bad
Privacy,
about anybody.
privacy.
You can't say anything bad about anybody now.
He's a cheater.
Exactly. Exactly. Back in the old days, that's
Yeah,
what they
that's right.
said.
You cheater.
Yeah. So I mean, yourself. I mean, it's a small knit community. I have friends from all over, and in fact, it's international. There's a guy, same last name, doesn't spell it correct. It's Clarke without the E.
Yeah.
Wally Clarke. He won this. I can't remember what year in the 80s. He's from Australia.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Actually, we just met a fan there from New Zealand.
Exactly.
Came up to me and I thought he was an Oz, but
Yeah,
they
yeah.
kind of sound the same.
They sound
to
the
me,
same.
right?
They're similar, yeah. They all come from down under, right?
So your next race is with the
Super Stocker.
Stock. And
So they both have a name. Super Stocker is called Cinderella
Cinderella. Okay.
because it's got it's an aluminum front end, lightweight.
Yeah.
It's a little special.
Dainty.
She's dainty. She's very dainty. And the stalker is called Big Red. And it's always it was nicknamed Big Red by a good friend of mine that I bought it from, Greg Luniak, who passed away this past year.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry to hear that.
great guy. He's
Racer.
a fellow racer, fellow machinist, fellow engine builder, one of the greatest guys you ever wanted to hang around. And he was phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. How you doing, sir?
Doing good. You guys doing all right?
Unbelievable, actually.
We're doing great.
We do the RC Kids program. I'm just stopping to see if you guys have any kids coming out in your pit this weekend.
My kid's here, but she's old.
She's old.
Yeah, my kids are in their 40s. So
Yeah. No, unfortunately not. But I could definitely. So what's going on with it?
What we do at natural events, we usually try to do at least 2 hour and a half sessions,
Yeah.
and then also on Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
And of course, this weekend, Sunday and Monday morning,
Right.
when we do chapel service, we'll do a children's chapel. And
So William, do you watch TV at all?
TV,
Yeah.
some.
Do you know who this guy is? Russ Road Restorers.
Who?
Russ Valley Restorers.
Okay.
So
Cool.
he's from Canada,
Okay.
just like me.
Uh-huh.
So maybe explain a little bit because we're actually filming right now.
Yeah.
Explain a little bit what you guys do at RFC.
Well, what we do is we just provide activities for the kids during the weekend. Let them get out of the pits, make some new friends, and have some fun. Let the parents have a break for a little bit.
Yeah.
And we do pedal car racing, we do crafts, we have games, we have snacks and drinks for the kids.
Yeah.
And they get to make some new friends and have some fun.
And as well, RFC itself, what does it do at the drag races?
The RFC,
Tell me that right here.
RFC, we do multiple things. We do everything from baptisms to weddings to funerals, but we're known for being out in the staging lanes. A lot of drivers like to have somebody to pray with them before they make a run.
Yeah.
And those who would like to have a prayer, we have chaplains available to pray with them before they make a run.
So what does RFC stand for?
Racers for Christ.
Okay, Racers for Christ. Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
And they support a lot of racers when they have problems.
Right.
Right? They have a great program for that.
Yeah.
Great
We're
program.
basically the church for the racing community because they're gone so much of the year.
So what's your religious background? I mean, I'm Roman Catholic. We don't have those up in Canada.
Well, because we're dealing with so many denominations,
You're kind
we don't endorse any of them.
Okay, you're all inclusive. There you go. Do unto others.
We stay with the basics. We don't get into the controversial
Okay.
subjects.
Yeah.
We let you go decide where you want that to be.
Okay.
A lot of good people.
Yeah.
I'm a Division 6 guy, so I deal with a lot of the chaplains from that division.
Yeah.
Right.
Good people.
Yeah.
Great people.
Right on. Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for telling us about that. It's great. It's great that you do that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have a good rest of your day.
Oh,
and
you
weekend.
betcha.
Oh yeah, we're hiding out in the shade here.
Yeah.
Good to meet you.
Thank you very much.
Good to meet you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Okay.
What's the drink?
Now it's,
Fuel. You can't drink that. Get Avery to drink it.
no, well, they're chilling the fuel. They're condensing it.
It's got to be cold.
Well, the colder it is, the denser the charge. Push them in all the way, man. Like push them in.
What?
In. Yes. You can push it in.
Oh, my eardrums! My eardrums!
Yeah, you drove down.
I mean, did he drive on down the track?
They're just, they're like waiting to come to shop moment and just stop. So it's stalled.
It just sat there.
Stalled.
Yeah, just wouldn't move. So the valve in the trans brake obviously stuck on.
Oh, so it wouldn't let the tranny go.
Wouldn't let the car go. Just sat there.
Sounded like it stopped, but I
Exactly. Well, I got out of the throttle after
Yep.
it wouldn't leave, right? So, because you don't want to sit there on the two-step.
no, not revving it, whatever it is you want, yeah.
No, exactly.
So is that a common issue or no?
Dude, I got my so in 2022, Megan and I were here. I broke my other transmission in Bowling Green. We came here, and there's a gentleman, and he does tons of Mopar stuff, right? He's Rick Ellison is his name, and he owns A&A Transmission. So A&A actually, he bought the rights from Chrysler for a 727 transmission.
Oh, okay.
So he has the casting boxes, he has everything. He also redoes the magnesium Hemming intakes. And
Like
the
Castle.
Yeah, he has casting. He has the rights to do it.
Really?
So this dude's got a shop. Anyways, in 2 days, he built this full-blown race transmission from scratch. He's stopping after comps finish running.
Yeah.
He's coming over here to check it out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I changed the grid, you know, just because I had another one, changed it. Now it works. But you don't know, and I can't take a chance. So I used to foot brake this car.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to go back to foot braking it.
So you've got a line lock.
Yeah. Well, no. Actually, what you got is a brake pressure switch. So you hold the brake pedal, it activates the two-step, and you can hold it at the line, and then you let go. So.
So is that just as quick? Is it? Or?
Quite honestly, the foot braking, the car's quicker.
So why do you run the thing? Just
because it's really hard to hold a car like this at the start line.
Yeah. You've got so much torque.
So
there.
much brake pressure, just trying to
Yeah.
you know, and then your reaction time is not the same.
Yeah.
Right. So more time, more brake pressure. So I'll race it just like I do my stock, foot braking it.
Yeah.
So if Rick can't find it, I can't take a chance going up for round one. I gotta losing that because, you know, I'm not. Ryan's got a great car. He's fast, but
You figured you were quicker?
yes.
Okay. That goes.
Yeah, it does. It
Yeah.
stings you. Yeah. So I got a year to think about that before it happens again, right? And those ones you never forget.
Yeah, just let it fester and superate and pop
Exactly.
up.
But you know what? Ryan ran a good race,
Yeah.
and that's all you can say, right?
Yeah.
He had the better car today.
Yes, at that moment.
At
in
that
time.
moment in time, period. So, yeah. How did you enjoy this talk? Isn't that crazy?
It's all crazy, man.
What did you think of the Super Stock Indy car?
Those were nuts. 68 after 68 after 68 after.
Just crazy.
I mean, what was weird, they all sounded the same.
Oh yeah.
They all,
Just stupid RPM, right? Stupid RPM, yeah. Yeah, there's one of the ex-Pro Stock drivers is running Bucky Hess's car, Jason Lime.
Oh, yeah.
And the Lime family, I'm good friends with them. They're really good people, really salt of the earth people, farm people.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what? They come from Minnesota. 2 years ago in 2022, Lance, Jason's brother, I needed to swap an engine in Cinderella, and I said to him, "Hey, do you have some shop space I can rent?" He goes, "No." I go, "Oh, okay. Well, I'll find some other place." He goes, "No, you can't rent it, but you can use it."
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
So that's just the style of people.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like anything.
Well, nobody wants to win. I mean, everybody wants everybody to run their best.
Well, and that's the same thing. You know, when we're down at the ET booth picking up the time slips, and like Ryan gets out and he goes, "Man, I feel bad." And I go, "Hey, you know what? You had a good car today. That's awesome." But he goes, "No, obviously we want to race. We want to see who. You want to truly prove who's got the fastest car, right?
You want to beat them. You don't want to let them win.
No, exactly. So for both of us, it's kind of, you know, disappointing because, you know, him and his dad worked really, really hard on their car. You know.
Well, you might draw them again tomorrow. Or when do you race again?
No, we
Saturday.
won't. Once they put out the ladder, which we'll have the ladder later today, they'll develop the ladder, and then once the ladder's out, we'll know who our first round is.
Yeah.
And you know, I won't have him because we're both qualified fairly close.
Oh, yeah.
But you know, I could end up with another Super Stock E car.
Yeah.
So then it's heads up, fastest car wins, right? So, other than that, it's a dial in. So we have
Okay. So depending who you draw on the ladder,
Yeah.
determines whether you're running with a handicap or if you're running heads up.
That's correct.
So if it's the same class, you run
It's heads up, fastest car
Okay.
wins.
Okay,
So,
see, another-
and that's why having a fast car is a very good thing to have because, you know, if you ever end up in a heads up race and elimination, you can win around.
Yep.
Right? So, you know, and
It's not just reaction time.
not
it's
just reaction
consistency.
time. It's I've got the fastest car. I can outrun it. You know, so because you're not going to lean on the tree a bunch when there's just when you got the guy covered by a bunch, right?
Yep.
You know, you don't have to try and cut a double O light.
Yep.
Right? So
Because you know you're going to reel them
well,
in.
yeah, you can reel them in by the end of the track, right? So yeah. So it'll be.
So are you still racing both cars still?
Yes, on Saturday.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Saturday, then it all starts again.
Yes. So Friday, like tomorrow, they'll have the actual eliminations of the Super Stock Hemi shootout. They'll have a bunch of other eliminations tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then for our classes, whoever the class winner is, they get to take their engine apart.
Okay. So
That'll be at the teardown part.
but
So Ryan potentially could get asked to take his engine.
so they don't. It's not mandatory.
It's not. They will choose select ones that they want to see, right?
Okay.
Based on the speeds they're going,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And if they think there's something funky about their car, right?
So even if Ryan won the class, he might not be the
he
one
could
that.
he could fail, and he wouldn't.
No.
He's that. But our car could fail tech inspection, and then I would be given the class win.
Oh yeah.
So, and it comes down to simple. They measure the wheelbase, everything.
Yeah.
It's pretty in depth what they do.
They whip
So-
out the rule book and go through it.
Absolutely, and then there's a blueprint spec that they produce for every car's engine, and you have to fit the rules with regards to that, like carburetor, intake, everything in the stock eliminator. Right? So it's it's really kind of unique in that way. There's not many racing classes where you actually have to tear your car apart.
So basically, you race that class because you have one of the rarest stock eliminator cars ever made.
Yeah.
That's why you race that class, because you have this car that was built for that.
Yeah.
Aluminum front
Yeah.
end. Okay.
Yeah, it's a cool car. It's a cool car.
I get it. I get it now.
Yeah. Well, and
It's
you
all-
want to prove that you got the baddest one. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
So, look at the clouds.
I know they were calling for thunder and lightning.
Oh yeah.
That's the humidity.
It
Building.
is. Oh, you can feel it.
Yeah.
It is crazy. Yeah.
How you doing though?
Yeah.
I'm good now.
That's why we left you alone.
Yeah, I know.
Megan said, don't go. Let him stew for a while.
Megan knows. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, if we're messing it up or we're bad luck, you just let us know. We'll stuff. She's like, no, just give my dad some time. He'll come see.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh no. You know what? It's like anything. You're more disappointed. It's not your
Of
piss,
course.
right? It's like you worked so hard. Like what people don't understand what this sport is, when you're going to come to Indy, so the day Indy's over, that's when you start preparing for the next Indy.
For the next, that's right.
You don't. It doesn't stop, and there's not a lot of people that have actually made that effort to come here.
Right.
And and I know it's like your profession, right? You could choose to film commercials for some low budget
Yep.
TV, or you can go for the big bucks, right?
Yep.
And I look at it this way: I want to test myself or my skills on building a car and racing a car against the best on the planet,
And that's Indy.
and that's Indy. That's the best of the best are here. If you listen to the announcer, you'll be, oh, this guy's 3-time world champ, and
Yep.
this guy's,
Yep.
I mean, these are Jimmy DeFrank, who you talked to with California Car Duster.
Yeah.
Jimmy's been 5-time world champ.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's Bo Butner, same thing. He was pro stock champ.
Yep.
So these people are very accomplished racers, right?
They're serious.
Oh yes.
Very serious. about what they do.
Absolutely. And like Mike Cott, Mike and Paula, they've been with the Cuda.
Yep.
What a beautiful car, eh?
Yeah.
Did you see it leave?
Yep. I
For
think
a
he
3D.
lost though.
Yeah, you went red. Yeah. For a 383, that's a badass car. Yeah. And I mean, Mike and Paula have been racing for 40 plus years. Now, how cool is that? As a couple, right?
Yep.
You know what I mean? And she's raced for a lot of years too, right?
So she wins more than he does, or?
No, Mike's won more than Paula, but I don't know what their win-loss ratio is racing each other. I don't know that.
Right on. Wow.
Yeah. No, they're good people, right? So this is Rick Ellison. This is the gentleman that I told you about. Is probably the best transmission builder on the planet. There's no
God,
doubt
he's
about it.
pumping your wheels pretty
Well,
good here.
he did me a favor like you wouldn't believe 2 years ago. He sure did. And he's a class act. Anyways, let go of the trans brake and it just sat there. So to me, that's not, it's not letting it release.
Oh.
I left the drink in the oatmeal pile in the car.
Thank you.
I needed my cooler.
So to me, that's that.
So what did you do to get the car to move then at that point?
I shut it off, started it up. So then when I get to the end of the track, I get on the return road, I stop, put it back in first gear, push the trans brake, and it won't release. So I did that again,
Yep.
did it twice, come back here, then it worked. And I'm like, what the heck? So the only other issue that I'm kind of wondering is that it also has to get, like, it goes through my trans brake switch, feeds power to the trans brake solenoid, but I got to tie my ignition in to activate the two-step.
Correct,
right?
correct.
Yeah, so it's I let go of the button, it's not coming off the two-step. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's holding the two-step on and everything. So I'm not sure whether the button itself is...
Yeah, that's electrical then.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's got to be electrical,
Yeah.
because if it was in the tranny, let's say the trans brake valve did stick.
Yes.
Never seen it happen.
No.
Let's say it did.
Yeah.
Electrically, it would have been clean.
Exactly.
It would have let go of the solenoid.
And it would have let the engine rev up.
Correct. So to help you,
Yeah.
pressure keeps the trans brake valve in the off position. So when you hit the solenoid, it lets it open up. I call it the leg. It opens up the leg and lets the valve stroke.
Right.
And spring pushes it.
Right.
But when you close the solenoid, when the electricity stops on it closes,
Right.
then it fills it up and pushes the trans brake valve off. And that's why I've never seen one stick.
No, and that's why I wanted to talk to you,
Yeah.
because there's no sense
Never
me
seen
digging
that
into
happen.
into the trans
Right.
when
right.
it's not to do with that.
Do you have anything? You probably don't. You don't have anything anywhere that indicates when you're on the button that it has power. Do you? Any
So
kind of light or anything?
No, I do not. I don't have a
I've
light.
been having a lot of guys that have trouble doing that, and I already have that on the Daytona.
Gotcha.
So anytime my trans brakes, even if I back up, if my trans brake's on, I got
You got
a
a light.
red light right next to my delay box.
Gotcha.
And so
So you-
I know electrically it's on.
It's activated. Yeah.
Yep. And then even when I go up and set the button,
Yeah.
I come off even though it's still being controlled by the electronics. That red light's still on because it's still giving it voltage.
Exactly.
And as soon as that red light goes out, that car better be launching.
Yeah. If it's not leaving, there's a
Yeah,
problem.
then it's electric.
Right.
But
So-
it not going clean on the motor, so
Yeah.
it's still on the two-step.
So it's still on. It's
So
not
that
allowing
means
it to
it's
rev.
still being told that I'm giving you 12 volts.
Exactly. So that's what's
We gotta
leading me to
figure out
believe it's
why
the
it's
switch.
doing that. And switches, I've seen some weird problems with switches.
And the other side of it could I wonder if it can't be the grid too.
Oh, it could be the grid too.
So I took the grid and changed boxes.
Okay.
Then I tested it about a dozen times here. It's fine.
Never did it.
But my only concern is simply this. I don't need to lose 2 rounds.
No, I know. Yeah.
Especially when I had the guy covered
Yeah.
in class.
I was just sick. I mean,
Oh,
Sean and everybody's up there and they're going.
oh.
And I couldn't hear.
No.
So I said, the only thing I could figure out is he
Yeah.
must have chilled and he must have died when he went to the mat.
No, it was totally
you come
alive.
off the button
I'll
and
come
it
off.
just
It just
stands
sat there. So then I got out of the throttle because like, what's
Oh,
going
yeah,
on?
yeah.
Because I didn't want something to happen, right? So I let go of
still
the
didn't
throttle,
move.
still wouldn't move. Then I shut it off, and then it finally disengaged. So that's what leads me to believe something potentially in the MSD, right?
Yep. Any kind of back feed or anything that's
Something
giving that
is-
wire 12 volts.
Exactly. So then I switched the box. Tomorrow I'm going to look at it even more. Just with these clouds coming up, I want to put her away. You know the drill. And so I'm probably going to go back to foot braking it for the rest of the weekend.
Well, that's the safe bet.
Yeah.
Now, when you were down there and you tried it again and it
Yeah.
was stuck, did
Yeah.
you give it enough throttle to see if it was on the two-step?
It was not on the. I didn't give it that much throttle because.
To see.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I just was wondering if it was back on the two-step
Yeah,
and
I
you
got
come off and the two-step's still on, then
Yeah.
that would kind of validate it or whatever word you want to use, solidify
That
the
it's
fact
the
that
box.
it was something electric.
Yeah. I didn't want it because I mean, there's
Yeah.
people all over the place,
Yep,
right?
yep,
And from a safety standpoint, you don't want
Right.
to do that. So I can easily do that on stands too.
Yeah.
Before I dig any further. 3,600.
Okay, so that's low enough, it's not going to hurt.
No.
You can even put a little bit. Is that something you dial in, or is it?
Oh yeah, I
shit?
can change it
Okay.
on the
You
grid.
can do it a little bit lower.
I can put it down to 2,000.
But that's not going to hurt the converter. They
No.
just don't want anything with a sprag, and the converter doesn't like to be hard on it and then come right off of it. It likes to just be left,
Exactly.
leave the line.
Leave the line like
So
it should. Yeah.
it's really hard on sprags and
Yeah.
converter, but
Yeah.
low, it's not going to be that hard on.
No, so I where my head's kind of at is I'll test something like that, and even if I'm a little bit suspicious, I'll go back to foot brake.
At least get through it. It's Indy.
Well, you know,
It's Indy. There we go. There was the word. It's Indy.
Indy.
I'm here to win the eliminator.
Yeah.
Class was, as well as I do.
Right.
I enjoy that.
Yeah.
But
The eliminator.
But the eliminator's the deal. So we'll see, I guess. This gentleman's an animal when it comes to working. When it comes to Indy time, so he finished my transmission for that car at about 11 o'clock at night after 2 days.
Yeah, it was after already a 4 a.m. one.
Exactly.
That was a 4 a.m. one. You
Yeah.
go to bed for a little while and then get back on it.
Exactly.
And it didn't blow up.
No, he won class.
I won class when I was here. Who was standing beside Megan at the start line? Rick. How badass is that?
That's great. It's
Yeah.
good.
But I'll tell you one thing that's really cool when Rick builds you a transmission is the turnover package and the pictures with all the clearances.
Documentation.
All the documentation from, and his shop, honest to God.
Cleaner than mine. You saying his shop's cleaner than my shop?
Not just that. His shed that he has his core transmissions in, you would absolutely blow you away. How many cores do you think you got?
Core barn's got 5,000 in it, and there's 1,000
727.
underneath tarps now.
27.
Yeah.
That's all you do is dodge.
Well, hang on. I do a few Chevrolets.
Yeah, I built the old Turbo 400 or 200R in your day.
I do them. Yeah. But not to the caliber. We, as far as manufacturing, we only manufacture the 727 904 cars.
Yeah. So
Cars have made some good stuff. I mean, 50, 60 years old, they're still running them.
Yeah.
well,
Right?
but you look at any of the fast comp cars that Rick works on.
Yeah.
904
A lot of those are pro
internals.
flights that are originally made by Dave Smith.
Yeah.
He's the one that gets all the credit for designing
Yep,
that.
yep.
I just help Dave out with building them and maintaining them. And I make some parts that Dave buys, and Dave makes a lot of parts for me too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
We
That's
work
really cool.
together.
So they run the 904 internals. because they're
Internals
lighter?
inside the case. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lighter rotating.
And they're
weight.
stronger?
Not necessarily
No.
stronger, but definitely lightweight and faster.
Fast. Way
Oh,
faster.
okay, that's the ticket.
So
You got.
727 is basically 8-inch diameter drums.
Okay, yeah.
A 904 is 6-inch diameter.
So you can rev it higher, quicker.
Yeah. Big time. So
And it still takes the power.
if
Still
yeah.
does
obviously,
to a certain
yeah.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
To a
So-
certain point.
So once you hit the certain point,
Yeah, you get up. There's like in comp, you got some of the 12 and 1400, what I call B altered. So they're pro stock engines with an automatic behind them, which is
Yeah.
usually Dave's granny.
Yeah.
They'll work, but they don't hold up forever.
okay.
They
So
they're
then,
a high
maintain
maintenance.
them.
They're a high maintenance.
so
thing.
Well,
once you
and-
get past a certain horsepower, you use.
Yeah, once
Well-
you get past 15, 1600, it
And
will not
or
make-
weight, because as Rick will tell you, when I blew up mine,
Yeah.
that was the new style gear, and it actually broke that gear right in half and shoved it right through the
Yeah,
side of the case.
the pinion gear is actually broken, and
Yeah.
once they get wadded up, it's kind of like when a rear end breaks. I mean, the ring
It
gear
wants out.
explodes, and then
Yeah.
it wants to get the next part.
Yeah.
And his put about 3 or 4 inch hole in the side of the case.
Oh yeah.
His was one of the worst ones.
Yeah.
that
But
I've seen.
but like Rick said, I mean that's a heavy car,
Yeah.
and, for what I'm doing,
Sure.
and it leaves hard, So
I think we're getting to a point too that something that
Yeah.
him and I discovered, and
Yeah.
I talked to Dave about that, is
Yeah.
it's had great life out of it,
Yeah.
but we think there's a fatigue rate that finally comes into play
After so many passes.
runs. and
X
stuff.
amount of runs might be
So-
something you want to replace.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I
So
said.
what is a built to the nuts racetrack you run?
Anywhere between 8,500 and 12,500.
American.
Yes, American.
Yeah, so that's like 15,000, 16,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
More than I
something
pay for most cars. Okay.
Yeah.
something I don't understand.
That one I bought for 2,500 at the start. Before we put 60 grand into it, but it's a $2,500 case.
So they drove from Vancouver, like on the west coast, all the way to the east coast.
Newfoundland.
Oh,
and down to
wow,
here.
and then to here.
And that thing.
In that thing.
Oh, that's
We built it in 3 months.
and build it in 3 months.
Yeah.
And then everybody that helped us across Canada got to sign the hood of shame.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
There's been some tweaks along the way.
Yeah. Well, nothing
Typical
major.
327,
327. See, no, it was a 275 horse out of a 67 Impala.
Can I tell them about the one option about the engine that it came with?
What?
Missing the.
Oh yeah, I forgot to put half the oil filter on. We grabbed the canister. I just sealed it with some the right stuff.
Put it up.
Stuck it up there, and it worked. until we got some guys in Russell, Manitoba said it's still leaking.
Yeah.
They changing it. Well, the guys at one of those speedy oil changes,
Yeah.
they didn't know it was missing either.
Oh
They
my
changed.
God.
Right,
They
and
pulled
then
it off and just put it back
yeah,
together.
they put it back together and it was still leaking.
So where he got it repaired was 15 miles from where I grew up as a kid
Yeah.
in
Oh, no
Canada.
kidding.
Yeah, it's too funny.
That's these guys, Tim and Skip, old drag racers from.
Yep.
They looked at me and said, "Are you moron?" And we went out into his boneyard and with a big forklift, he picked up a 64 Impala, flipped it upside down,
Pulled the
took off the
canister off.
canister and says, "That's the piece you're missing, Mike." And I went,
Exactly.
anyway.
But you did get it to seal when you left Vancouver, and it didn't leak.
Well, it did seal, but I mean, I just winging a prayer.
Yeah, it didn't hurt the motor.
No.
No, exactly.
Well, anyway, well, I mean, it might have hurt the motor a bit, but I mean, we've got 10, 11,000 K on it.
Yeah.
And we've been pushing this. We did 1,200 kilometers yesterday, 800 miles. to get here from Montreal. So, how old are you?
How old? Like, I don't know, 150?
70, 75?
No, I'll be 65 next month.
Just a youngster. I'm older
Yeah,
than
I
you.
don't- I don't
Hard
feel- I don't
living.
feel young.
Hard living.
Hell of a working dude, though.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
hey, if you quit moving, you quit working, you die. I off cliffs for 50 years.
What's real cool too is Rick's son is right
Nick,
there with
yeah.
him.
Oh, yeah.
Great kid. Great kid.
He's racing.
You know what was neat was the night that he was putting my transmission together, his son goes and gets pizza. Me, Megan, the four of us
Yeah.
sat there, ate pizza together. I never knew Rick before that, but it was funny. When I phoned him, I said, I was in Bowling Green, and I said, I'm down from Canada. I got, my name's Darcy Clarke. He goes, Red 64 Savoy, right? Because he goes, I've been watching that thing ever since you built
for
it.
years,
Yeah.
a couple of years. I
Yeah.
didn't watch this stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't know him.
Yeah, yeah.
I knew him, but not
Yeah.
knew him personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Never shook his hand or anything.
No. And what a cool thing, though. You know, that's what this racing is about.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the
Brotherhood.
people. It's the
Brotherhood of
people.
speed.
It is, absolutely.
I have so much fam. I call them family. So much family
Exactly.
that's here. That's
Well, and everybody's got your back. You know, if you need
Yeah.
something, we'll
Yeah.
help you out. You know,
Yeah.
that's the cool part.
even competitors
Absolutely.
well,
will usually help each other
Absolutely.
out.
Well, it's
I
like,
mean, there's a few that'll get snubbed, but
yeah,
and I got a few I might not lend too much stuff to.
it's like anything.
but for the
Right?
most part,
Yeah.
You're gonna help.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. That's my game plan, anyways, Rick.
okay.
What do you think?
Well, I think, yeah. I wish you'd have got one more try on it,
I know.
just to know whether the two-step was still activated, because
I
that would
agree.
really validate electrical.
I can even go tomorrow on the return road, set it down real low, and then be able to release it.
Right,
not
but
hurt.
you changed the grid,
Yes.
but it'd still be valid to see that, to make sure it doesn't do it,
Yes. Yes.
because it could be something besides the grid,
Exactly.
like the switch.
Exactly.
Even though you come off, the switch contact should still be. I know a guy that fought one quite a bit, and he called me and he said, well, I finally changed the switch like you told me. That was it.
Well, I know, and that's what's
So
got me
it could
concerned.
be.
I don't have another switch, so what I
Is it one of the long ones?
No, it's not.
What's
It's
this,
a
a
short
short
throw.
one?
Yeah, I just run through short throw stuff. Because you know
Is
me,
it like
I'm
a green cap one?
No, it's the red button
Red
one.
button one?
Yeah,
I got them at the shop.
Do you? Guess where I'll be tomorrow.
I got them.
I'll come over tomorrow and get one. I'll just switch it. There's no point not.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a stupid thing not to switch.
I've got them on the shelf.
Well, geez, can we go do a tour of your shop tomorrow?
Or is it the shop in the
If
truck
not,
here?
too, if you want,
Yeah.
later tonight.
Yeah. They're gonna grab some supper here. We're
Okay.
gonna have some pizza
Okay.
here.
Okay.
Could we come over tomorrow, Rick?
Yeah.
I'll just message you.
Yep.
Roof up. Roof up.
I'm off the clock. It's gonna pour here, like fucking hard. Oh, it's so heavy.
It's operating right now. It would take so long to dry it.
Yeah. I love this shit. Especially when we're inside. Nice
Oh
and
yeah.
warm.
Yeah, so
Dry.
Yeah. And now we're air conditioned too.
I feel guilty in the air conditioning, but now I don't anymore. I did earlier, but
Well, I bet you that felt good.
Oh, Jesus.
He has the trans brake buttons.
That lightning's close.
So
That's close lightning,
well, yeah,
Michael.
that's close lightning.
That was like a hit. It hit, and then it.
I just use
You're not scared of the lightning, Michael?
No, man, I'm not scared of the lightning.
Yeah, no, hey, if it works, right?
It works for me. I can go double up.